Hello, YouTube. Baseball Card Junkies TV here. Titanic Taters.
Oakland A's 915.
Top City 5401.
And today we got a fun video for you. We're going to be running a contest based on this video. Okay. So the video is the all winning top MLB dream team. The little caveat is that we had to see these people play. So we're not allowed to put like Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth on the team. It's only players that we got to witness play the game throughout their career. And the contest is going to be, what we plan to do is we're going to run a simulation based on our teams. And we're going to run them against each of our teams. I'm going to play Eric and Nate. Nate will play me and Eric and vice and etc. Right? We're going to run a poll on our Facebook page, which is YouTube Baseball Card Junkies TV. And basically, you're going to vote for whose team you think is going to finish ahead and be the winningest team out of the three teams. And whoever picks the winningest team, whoever's in that group, we're going to draw from a hat. And we're basically going to draw the winner that way, or we'll do a randomizer or something like that. But you have to you have to pick the winning team. So, with that being said, shall we get started? Do you want to go first, Nate?
Let's get started. Yeah.
Leading off.
Okay, so leading off. So basically, what we did is we chose our nine team lineup, including a designated hitter. So that's what we're going to show off first. And leading off, designated hitter is none only Henderson.
Yeah.
Designated hitter Ricky Henderson.
Also,
guys, Ricky Henderson is a right-handed hitter. A right-handed leadoff hitter, Ricky Henderson, designated hitter.
Love it, Nate. Love it. That's a great choice because leading off for my team, but playing right field would be the best leadoff hitter of all time, Ricky Henderson. How could I not? You know? And I really wish that was a refractor. It's just the base card, but
I wish that was the refractor too. I mean, I hate to be different.
No, you didn't.
Really? But my leadoff hitter and playing right field is.
Love it. Okay, all right, there we go. Well, I mean,
and I brought a second card to show off too.
Oh man, that's too funny. Nice.
Love it.
Okay.
So, I mean, that was pretty much a no-brainer. I think leadoff hitter and one other position, we're all gonna choose the same player. Okay, so for me, hitting number two, hitting in the 2 hole, playing left field, none other. He's a lefty too.
Very fun.
Number
in the 2 hole. That's interesting.
Absolutely. On base percentage. Are you kidding me? Why would you not put Bonds in the 2 hole? On base percentage, he can, he could steal a base. I mean, he's got everything that you need. He's patient, everything that you need. Barry Bonds. Hitting at the 2 hole. And he's a lefty too. See, so you got a lefty followed by a righty.
I love that. When they do that lineup.
The lefty righty.
Oh yeah.
This is my lineup. I'm just explaining.
Now, I went with batting in the 2 hole. I went with my second baseman, and that would be the switch hitting Roberto Alomar.
Very good.
Nice.
So, Hall of Famer right there, switch hitter. I mean, clutch. So one of the best second basemen of all time. So that's who I got in the 2 hole.
I considered Alomar. I really did.
Yeah.
I considered him for a little bit. But I'm going to go with my number 2 hitter, and also my center fielder,
Mike Trout. Yeah, I could say nice card, Eric. Dang.
Okay, so you got 2 righties in a row. Very nice, man. You got an auto. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Eric's stepping it up a notch. He's got 2 examples from each
Right
player instead of 1.
Right.
So how could you not go with Mike Trout in center field? You just
you want to know why he's not in my lineup?
Because he's on the Angels?
No, I'm gonna tell because that's the player that I didn't have a card of. So he was originally in my starting lineup. I don't have a Mike Trout card.
Wow, I got to send you a Mike Trout card, Eric. That's going to happen.
Believe it or not, I've had lots of Mike Trouts, but they've all gotten traded away from McGuire's.
Makes sense.
All right. Number 3 hole.
All right.
Who do we got?
Number 3, first base. And I chose this guy as number 3 because Tony La Russa said he had the best first 11 years in the history of baseball. None other than Albert Pujols.
Yep, the machine.
Pujols hitting in the 3-hole. Can't argue with that. And playing first base. My first baseman, number 3 hitter, Albert Pujols. It was tough for me to keep McGuire and Frank Thomas off this team. But I had to, I pulled my hair out, had to go with Pujols.
Nice pick. Okay. So the guy I got batting third would be none other than Barry Bonds. And obviously one of the best baseball players of all time. And plus I like having him in the 3-hole because he's he's got the high average and power, and plus I like the fact that he's a left-handed hitter batting in the 3-hole. He can get the runners over from first to third a lot easier. So
there you go.
Very good.
Barry Bonds batting third.
Do you really want Bonds runners over?
Well, I mean, if
I just had to ask. I'm not saying
I'd rather him get out of the
park,
hit
the ball over
but if he hits it into what do they call that part of AT&T Park?
Covey Cove.
No. Where the Triples Alley. Is that what they call
Alley,
it? Yeah, there you go.
All right. So my number 3 hitter is also playing left field, and he's also a left-handed hitter.
Oh, you're very Bonds too. Nice.
All right. So I put Bonds in a little different spot than you guys.
This is very hard.
I mean, this lineup is so loaded.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I would not want to be a pitcher facing this lineup.
No.
Oh man.
Not even my starting pitcher I wouldn't want to face this lineup.
All right. Number 4.
Oof.
Okay, so number 4, hitting fourth, playing center field, the kid.
Oh,
Griffey Jr.
Nice. Yep.
And there's my card for Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, what a beautiful card.
Hey, Nate.
From,
you know that Mike Trout is like 1 point of WAR off of passing Ken Griffey Jr., right?
Yes, I realize that, but I have absolutely no qualms putting Ken Griffey Jr. as my center fielder in this lineup.
All right.
Okay, so my cleanup
and he's
batter,
a lefty too, by the way, guys. So yeah, I got a righty, a lefty, and a lefty.
See, I'm going back to a right hand. Mine went left. It's going back to a right. So my cleanup hitter actually has the biggest what was it? Home run to ratio or home runs per at bats of all time.
I know who that is.
Come on.
You know who? Yeah, you know who that is, man. It's none other than Mark McGuire, and this is one of my newest additions, the Pacific in the Cage. So
that's a good one.
Yes, my question before I had a chance to ask.
What's that?
Man, beautiful card. Love it.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Yes, but as a permanent member. Yes, yeah. Why, Gary? Yes, actually, I am. They made me a full-fledged member on the last episode.
Yeah.
But, yep, definitely Mark McGwire is no doubt my cleanup hitter.
All right.
Very good.
My cleanup hitter and my first baseman is going to be the best hitter between 2001 and 2010.
Albert Pujols, the machine.
Pujols.
Oh, man.
And then I can't not show off this one. This is for
that card is almost as sweet as the one is the Allen and Ginter I had Pujols sign for me.
Yeah, why didn't you show that one?
Because I wanted to show everything in a top loader.
Okay.
All right.
All these came out of binders.
Yeah, I wanted everything in a top loader. I didn't want anything in a magnetic or a graded case.
I
didn't want any relic or autograph cards to show off. I just wanted to show off inserts or stuff like that. Okay, so number 5 in my lineup is the third baseman, and he's a right-handed hitter, none other than Michael Jack Schmidt.
I told you he was going to have Mike Schmidt on there.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, you got to put Mike Schmidt. Hey, man, the guy's got, I forget, 7 or 8 gold gloves.
Yeah, something like that.
And 2 MVPs. I mean, why would you not choose Mike Schmidt?
No
brainer
I can't
third base. I mean, there's a lot of great third basemen you could choose from, but I had to go with Mike Schmidt.
I will tell you why I didn't choose Mike Schmidt. I talked to Eric about this earlier today on the phone. I had him on my team. I had him on my team because I was like, man, when I first started collecting in 1986, like he won the MVP in '86. He was like the first guy that like I saw that 500 home runs was like a big deal, right? But I only got to see like the last 3 years of his career. So I didn't really get to see him in his prime. That I did not include him on there.
I see
I'm
that,
7 years older than you, so I could relate to that.
That's true.
I see where you're coming from on that, Eric. I remember watching a lot of like highlight videos of him, so I think that kind of helped.
He was always on Twib.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I also had George Brett on my team too, but I took him off for the exact same reason.
Oh well, dude, don't give your whole team away till
right. Okay, wait. So it's me next, right? Going my fifth batter.
5.
My number 5 batter is going to be left-handed, and that would be the kid, Ken Griffey Jr. Second year card. So
what position?
Oh, Griffey's in center. Griffey's in center. I mean, how could you not? One of the best baseball players of all time. So definitely my center fielder.
My number 5 hitter and playing shortstop.
A-Rod. Very interesting.
I like that call, A-Rod at short. So, hey, I got that card.
I know we got the exact same card.
Yeah, well, our autos are probably a little different. Okay, so moving along for me, batting 6th, and he's a left-handed hitter. He's a right fielder, and he played for one team. Tony Gwynn.
Ooh, yeah.
This was another tough call, but ultimately I knew Tony Gwynn was going to be my right fielder, no matter what. So I put him at the number 6 hole, batting left. Tony Gwynn. There's a night. So there we go.
So let's see. Batting 6 for me is going to be my shortstop, and ironically, he's in Eric's lineup as well, and that would be Alex Rodriguez. And why not? I mean, he was a really good shortstop before they converted him to third, and it's nice to have a guy that'll hit over 300 and hit 40 home runs and drive in 100. So A-Rod is
good choice.
My choice for shortstop.
All right. So what are we on, number 6? 6 spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So my number 6 spot is my designated hitter. And he has like he's pretty much like the epitome of designated hitter.
Edgar Martinez.
Edgar Martinez.
Wow. Interesting, Eric.
Okay.
He has a higher
surprise.
He has a higher offensive WAR and defensive WAR than David Ortiz.
Very interesting.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for me, number 7, second base switch hitter. You guys probably already know who I'm talking about.
Roberto Alomar. There we go. Ooh, nice card, Nate. That is nice. There we go.
Yeah. So Roberto Alomar hitting 7th, playing second base.
All right, so batting 7th, huh? 7th is going to be my DH, and well, you guys know him by the Machine. So we got Albert Pujols at the DH spot.
All out of that lineup.
Yeah, so it was pretty easy for me to pick McGuire over Pujols at first base. I think McGuire was a little bit better of a first baseman, but I do think Albert's one of the best hitters of all time, so I definitely want him in my lineup.
All right.
Good choice.
So we're on number 7, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my number 7 would be also my third baseman.
Adrian Beltre.
Interesting pick.
Yes, a good pick.
Wow, Adrian Beltre, huh?
He was a straight savage.
Yeah, no, he was fun too.
Yeah, he was fun to watch. He hammed it up with the other players. Over 3,000 hits, over 400 home runs.
Yeah,
like
first ballot Hall of Famer, I think.
He has several Gold Gloves. So
nice.
Hard to do better
Great
than
ball player. Absolutely. Yeah, he probably would have hit 500 homers if he could have stayed healthy as well. But I mean, he was kind of older though when he retired. He did play for a long time.
Yeah, he did.
So I'm gonna go. Okay, so now we're at the number 8 hole.
Yes.
And I got a right-handed hitting catcher, which is no surprise. And in my opinion, the best catcher I've ever seen play ball.
Ivan
Rodriguez. And that would be Pudge Rodriguez. And there were a lot of catchers to choose from too. But I had to go with Pudge, man.
You know,
this guy was just an unbelievable ball player.
I'm not surprised you picked him. I was pretty sure I knew you were going to pick him.
Yeah, Pudge Rodriguez.
So, batting in my 8th spot is going to be who I probably consider the best third baseman of all time, and that would be Mike Schmidt, guys. So,
all right.
Nice 84 tops there. Probably had this since I was a kid, but mini Gold Gloves and 500 home runs. I mean,
2 MVPs.
There you go.
All right, what are we on, 8?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's see. My number 8 would be my catcher.
Hey, we both got the same number 8 hitter.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I mean, defensively, you can't do any better than him.
No.
He's
phenomenal, and offensively, he was great as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, absolutely. Guys. So this one, my number 9 hitter, shortstop, switch hitter, and he is by far the best defensive shortstop I've ever seen play the game. And he is a future Hall of Famer, but he currently is not in the Hall of Fame. and that would be Omar Vizquel.
Oh.
Having Omar Vizquel and Roberto Alomar up the middle on a lineup. Holy cow! Absolutely.
You know what?
I love this pick, guys.
That was a smart pick. I think I was kind of surprised, but yeah, I like it.
Think about it. He's a switch hitter. He's the best defensive shortstop, and he doesn't hurt you with the bat. He doesn't. I mean, He's not like he doesn't hurt you with the bat. How can you? I don't know. I just love this pick. Omar Vizquel, man, shortstop, number 9, switch hitter.
Yeah, good pick. You know, I actually saw him live. Well, in person, I saw him steal home when he was with the Giants. I saw him steal home against the A's.
Oh wow!
Oh, yeah.
I think I remember that.
Greg Smith, left-handed batter, went for the full windup, and Omar took off. Only time I ever seen a guy steal home in live. So, all right, guys.
Yeah,
so
that doesn't happen very often.
No, So I was pretty sure that you guys were both going to pick Ivan Rodriguez. And I decided, you know what, man? I'm just going to go for just a batter. I don't care if everybody steals on my catcher. I don't care if he calls a bad game because, you know, with the rest of the offense and what he'll make up offensively. So I went ahead and I went with Mike Piazza at catcher in an A's uniform. So.
That's awesome, dude. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a lot of Mike Piazza cards, but I decided to show this one since he's with the A's. So
why not?
So
why not?
Yeah, I went with,
at least he's not in a Dodger uniform. I'm good with that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So my 9 spot and my second baseman. I mean, one of the greatest second basemen of all time.
Rhino.
Sandberg. Yeah. You know what? I was debating on Sandberg for my second baseman.
Me too, Nate. Me too. It came down to Rhino and Alomar, dude.
Yeah, that's what it came down with me as well. And Kent, I thought about Kent for a hot second, but
actually,
you got to put defense up there.
I probably would have picked Kent had I known that you. I thought you were going to pick him, so that's kind of why I didn't go with Kent.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I love Kent, but I mean, if I'm building a team, he's not my. If I get to choose, I'm not going to choose him, but I do love him. So now we're moving on, I guess, Eric.
The bench.
I guess we're doing our bench, right?
Who's riding the pine in your lineup?
Okay, bench. All right.
So we get 5 position players. That's what we're talking about, our 5 position players, right?
Yeah, or whatever.
Pinch runner, hitter.
You can play David Ortiz at second base if you want to.
I thought it was 4 on the bench. Do we get 5? Uh-oh.
Oh, no, 4 on the bench. Excuse me. No, I got 5. I did get 5.
I need another bench player, guys.
While you're doing that, I'll get started with my first bench player, and I'm just doing it in order of the position and number. So I'm going to go with the catcher. My first bench player, I'm going with the catcher, and I got to go with Buster Posey because he is a fantastic defensive catcher, a 3-time World Series champion, MVP, Rookie of the Year, and he plays for my San Francisco Giants. How could I not go?
There you go. So the first guy on my bench, this one might surprise you guys a little bit, but it's because I can see that he can probably be used as a utility player, either shortstop or in the outfield, and that would be Robin Yount.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, yeah. That's a great choice.
So that's a versatile player right there. That's why I picked Robin.
Let's see.
Okay.
My first man off the bench. In that clutch, need a 9th inning home run in the World Series.
Yeah, off the bench. Oh man, you're killing me.
And that's a Tiffany too. I could tell.
But at least he's on the team. At least he's on your team, Eric.
That guy I showed you.
Ooh. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. I love that card.
So the obvious reasons I chose Pujols over McGuire and the starting first baseman is defensively they're pretty similar. They both have a Gold Glove. They're both.
Albert won a Gold Glove?
Yeah.
Really?
But you look at a guy that's batting 300 over his career with 300 hits and 600.
That's why I got him at DH.
Hard to argue with Pujols at first base.
Right.
All right, number 2 off the bench.
Okay, so number 2 off the bench, they call him Mr. November, and we're building a lineup that's going to win the World Series.
Ooh.
So I got to put Derek Jeter as my second
good pick, Nate.
bench player.
Good pick. I like it. So kind of following what Eric said, needing a 9th inning, pinch hit home run, I decided to go with Frank Thomas. And of course,
the big hurt.
A Frank in an A's uniform as well. So big hurt.
I was so stoked when the A's picked him up.
Heck yeah, he had a good year too, man.
Yeah, he won comeback player of the year with the A's.
Yes.
That for his first go around before he went to Toronto.
Yeah.
So my second guy off the bench is my center fielder.
Ken Griffey Jr. off the bench. That's how stacked these lineups are.
Yeah.
Oh man, how could you Griffey off the bench? That's just it's got to be a good lineup, right, guys?
Because Mike Trout just barely edged him out.
Barely.
Either way, if you put Mike Trout on the bench or Ken Griffey Jr. on the bench, you're going to sound like an idiot either way. So.
Yeah.
I have a good excuse for leaving Trout out of my lineup. I don't have his card.
All right, so second infield bench player. So I have 1 catcher, 2 infielders, a switch hitter, Hall of Famer, Jones.
Oh, very.
And I want him because he's a switch hitter. Obviously, he could play anywhere in the infield too. He doesn't have to be a third baseman.
Yeah.
So Chippa Jones.
Yeah, he was drafted as a shortstop, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean he could play short, second, third. You could put him at first. He's a Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a good point, Nate, and that's why I also picked him to come off my bench as well.
Oh, were you thinking about that he's a switch hitter?
Switch hitter, and the fact that he can play multiple positions. That both those things factored in there. So, yep.
All right, good, very good. Sure. So I wasn't the only chipper chooser.
No, and we're not done yet. Let's see. Could be in Eric's lineup too. Let's see.
Never know. Coming off the bench, I have a guy that is a shortstop and a third baseman.
Ooh, yeah. Good pick.
The guy in the middle, not these other.
Man, how ironic! You put the Iron Man off the bench.
Yeah, well, when you have lineups stacked like this, it's.
I know.
You got to make some tough choices.
Yep.
All right, so my first outfielder, bench outfielder. Well, if you got Griffey in your starting lineup, you got Trout coming off the bench.
Ooh.
See, that sounds just as bad as having Griffey coming off the bench.
I got Trout coming off the bench playing outfield for my team, and he is a right-handed hitter.
Okay, coming off my bench is going to be my catcher, my backup catcher, and that would be none other than Pudge Rodriguez. And for obvious reasons.
He's a defensive replacement at the end of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. There you go. And this is the
after Piazza gets his last
clear ultra rookie. Yes, exactly. As a matter of fact, Rodriguez will probably pinch run for him as well.
Yeah.
And with that, coming off the bench is my backup catcher,
Piazza. Mike Piazza.
in a Dodgers uniform.
Oh, Eric.
You
grab the A's card.
Man.
Hey, nice auto, though.
Yeah, but he wasn't on that 88 team, so it's okay.
No.
All right. So my last bench player before we get to the pitchers. Now remember, guys, we're building a postseason team. He's an outfielder. He's a left-handed bat off the bench. His nickname, not Mr. November, Mr. October.
There you go.
Reggie Jackson. There you go, Reggie Jackson.
Nice pick. Yeah, I dig it. And so I had to add him just as a last-minute decision, but I feel pretty confident about picking him because he was I had thought about putting him in my starting lineup, and that would be another versatile player. Guy can play short, third, and the outfield. Would be Gary Sheffield. So those
God,
are
that's
some,
right. He came up as a shortstop.
as a shortstop. Yep, shortstop, moved to third, and later on in the outfield. But yeah, a lot of power bat right there. That's a loaded lineup.
I know somebody that would be very much in favor of that pick.
So
Shout out to Aaron Davis.
Yeah.
Final bench player. He's a left-handed hitting second baseman.
Ooh, yeah.
Interesting choice.
I like it. I like it. Robinson Cano, when he was with the Yankees, was a stud.
He's a stud with the Mariners, too.
He's a hell of a ball player. He's one of those sneaky players. His career is definitely sneaky as far as like accumulation of numbers. All right, so now we're going to go into our pitchers, and we got 4 starters and 2 relievers. So we're going with the old school rotation from like the 50s. So my starter, actually, should I put my starters in a row? It doesn't really matter. I don't have a number 1 or whatever. I'm just going to start off. So my first starter, Greg Maddux. He could pitch a complete game in 80 pitches or less. Greg Maddux. And imagine Greg Maddux with Skill and Alomar up the middle. Holy cow. None of those ground balls are getting through. And Greg Maddux is a ground ball pitcher. So there we go. Greg Maddux. My first starter.
That's a good choice. And I think I'm going to have to follow it up with Greg Maddux as well. We got the ultra gold medallion there, and I mean, Greg Maddux. I mean, we all saw him pitch his entire career, and the guy, he was awesome, a competitor, that's for sure. So, yeah, I think Greg Maddux, no brainer.
My number 1 starter,
Roger Clemens. I like it.
Roger, the Rocket Clemens.
Another ground ball.
Did you just say another ground ball pitcher?
Yeah. He's a strikeout pitcher, baby.
Hey. Yeah, but with that splitter, it's going to create a lot of ground balls and strikeouts.
All right, so my number 2 starter is a lefty. Maddux, righty. My number 2 starter is a lefty. And he actually won his 300th game as a member of a San Francisco Giants, but he's not known as being a Giant. And that would be the great, unbelievably great Randy Johnson. So there we go, Randy Johnson. Man, he pitched a perfect game, and postseason, and multiple Cy Youngs. How could you go wrong with Randy Johnson?
So I also went with a lefty for my second pitcher, and I went with Tom Glavine because of all of the playoff experience and just a fierce competitor. A lot of World Series, a lot of experience. So Tom Glavine is my choice for my number 2 starter. I just hated the fact that I put 2 Braves pitchers in my rotation, but I mean, they were so good. It's hard not to.
All right,
they were good.
My number 2 starter. You've already seen some of his cards.
There you go.
So we all got Greg Maddux in our rotation.
We all got Greg Maddux. Yeah, we can
You always show the porn stash when you get a chance.
Very cool.
My number 2 starter. Cards of this guy as well. And he is a right-handed. Actually, no. Wait, I got this wrong. Oh no, this is a number 3 starter. Excuse me. Right-hander. Roger.
Oh man.
Roger Clemens, all day, number 3 on my rotation. Yeah, man, look at those flames.
Yeah, that's a sick card, Nate. I like that. Pacific.
It's a Pacific card, man.
The fireworks? No. All right, so my number 3 pitcher. You know, you always want that pitcher that's going to have your back and intimidate people and you know, strike out a lot of people. So I also went with the Rocket for my number 3 starter, Roger Clemens. And yeah, man, I mean, definitely one of the fiercest competitors I saw pitch. And you know, Dave Stewart had his number, but when it came down to making my team, unfortunately, I had to go with Clemens. So.
All right, so my number 3 starter, the great big unit,
Randy Johnson.
So far, Eric and I think have the same pitchers.
Right? Nice.
All right, and then my starter that if it was Game 7 of the World Series, there is no doubt in my mind that this is the guy I want on the mound, and that is Mad Bum.
Mad Bum.
And when you look at his postseason accolades, you cannot leave him off any rotation of mine. Plus, during the regular season, the more on the line, the better this guy pitches. He pitches under pressure better than any pitcher I've ever seen in the history of baseball. Madison Bumgarner. You put the weight on his the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he's gonna come through for you.
All right, so I got a super intimidating pitcher as my 4th starter, and super intimidating. Pitched a long career and threw harder than possibly anybody ever. You don't want to charge the mound against Nolan Ryan. And I purposely picked this old school, like some of the earlier Pacific cards. But
that's from a box set.
Were they? Is that what they were from? I don't know. I've had them forever. 91 Pacific.
There's 210 card box sets. So
dude, I don't remember where I ended up with this thing.
Total.
There you go. That was a tough decision, man, but I feel pretty confident with Nolan on the mound.
All right, so my 4th and final starting pitcher was probably the most intimidating pitcher of my generation.
Oh, yeah. I was very close to picking
I thought
Pedro.
About putting Pedro, man. Yeah.
And also his
it was tough leaving him off my
card.
rotation.
Yeah,
that's cool that he only has one true rookie.
Kind of missed the good old days of that one true rookie card.
Right. Yeah, you're not lying.
It's a lot easier to get the rookies, that's for sure.
Schilling also only had one rookie, but none of us chose him.
I got a feeling our relievers are they might possibly all be the same.
See, I'm not. Okay, I'm going with my long reliever / spot starter / closer. I can do it all. 150 plus career saves, 200 plus career wins. Probably the best closer when he was a closer, and arguably the best starter when he was a starter. And he did it. He closed in the middle of his career, and that's another other than John Smoltz.
Yeah,
as my first relief pitcher.
I love it.
He could close for you, spot start, long relief. He could do it all, man. Unbelievable ball player, John Smoltz.
You know, that's pretty interesting, the way you went about picking him, because my thoughts were pretty similar too when I picked my first reliever, and that would be our good buddy Dennis Eckersley. And
yes. Yeah,
you guys should recognize that card.
Years.
You guys should recognize that card, the one I got autographed visiting.
Yeah, baby. You got that one signed.
But yeah, I mean, you could argue that Eckersley was one of the best starting pitchers in the 70s. I didn't see him pitching then. When I first started watching baseball, that's when La Russa made him a closer. And when I was a kid, once Eck came in the game, you knew it was over. Uh-oh. I don't hear you.
There you go. So my relief pitcher, who now I considered John Smoltz. I really, really did, for the exact same reason, Nate. But I was like, wait, this guy did it too. So he had 197 career wins and over like 350 saves. So why would you not put Eckersley in there?
There you go.
And Nate was there when I got this one.
Man, what a great pitcher he was. Oh, yeah, you got that at the card shop. You got that for like $10 or something. Ridiculous.
Oh, man, sick card. I love it. All right, let's see.
I think it's like number to 10, too, if I remember correctly. All right, and this is going to be boring. Like my closer is going to be boring because he's the same closer. I can't imagine. If one of you guys didn't choose...
Wait, should we just all show it at the same time?
All show it at the same time. No brainer.
There we go. All right.
And that's a wrap. Man, guys, that was fun, man.
That was a lot of fun, Eric. That was a great idea. I loved it.
So now the talk. So who did? So obviously we know some of the guys that I left off that I would have really liked to put on there, which was Smoltz, George Brett, Mike Schmidt. Who else did you guys consider that didn't quite make it?
Well, I considered Vladimir Guerrero, Mark McGuire, Frank Thomas. Oh my God, so many ball players. Robin Yount. As far as like pitchers, Dave Stewart, Nolan Ryan, Trevor Hoffman. I mean, there were just so many players that I couldn't put on there just because, like I'm over here mumbling, but you guys know what I mean.
No, you remember. No. My biggest regret is that I didn't have a Mike Trout card, so I couldn't put. He was originally going to be in my starting lineup. And,
and another player I couldn't put on was Ripken and A-Rod. I just didn't have room for him on the team. So that was like, I don't know. I wanted to put him on the team, but I just couldn't.
You went with
Nolan Ryan. Yeah, Nolan Ryan was the same reason that I didn't put Schmidt or Brett on there, is because I caught him at like the end of their careers when I finally got into the hobby. You know, so.
Yeah, what year did Nolan retire? 93?
93 was his last year. 93,
yeah. Right? So 86, 87 is when I started collecting, so that would have been like 6 years. So, which he was still good. He still threw a no-hitter, but...
Yeah, against the A's, remember?
You got to make some sacrifices sometimes.
Ricky Henderson got caught in 2 of those milestones. I think he was He might have been the last out of the no-hitter, and I think he was his 5,000th strikeout.
Yep. Yeah, Henderson. Henderson didn't do too well against. But there was a million players that I had to leave off. But the ones that I struggled the most were like Thomas, McGuire, Guerrero, Nolan Ryan. Like players like that. Those were the toughest ones.
I think my starting lineup, I didn't really struggle. I actually made that pretty fast. What I had a hard time was with the starting pitchers, and because I actually had thought about using Verlander, Kershaw.
Oh, yeah, I thought about Verlander and Scherzer both.
Scherzer, he's another guy that went to Pedro. That was another one I thought of. So I thought
about those guys. Yeah,
I considered Verlander and Kershaw. When you run it in a video game simulation, Kershaw's going to throw a no-hitter, but like realistically in the postseason, he's not the guy you want to count on.
The only reason why I didn't choose Kershaw because he just hasn't had much success in the postseason. And Verlander hasn't had success in the World Series as far as like ever getting a win. There are reasons like that. That's why I took Mad Bum over a lot of the guys that are currently pitching because his postseason credentials are just incredible. You hand him the ball, the more pressure that's on that guy, the better he performs. He just like his heart rate slows down when you put pressure on him. He just locks in and he's just better. He's better than anybody with a lot of pressure. Bigger the game, the better he performs.
Yeah, he's stud. That's for sure.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you'll have to go to our Baseball Card Junkies TV YouTube page, and the contest is we're going to run a poll on that Facebook page. You're going to pick who's out of our three teams you think will be the overall winningest team. And we're going to let that run for maybe about a week or whatever. And we're going to find somebody to run some simulations in like an MLB The Show 2020 or something like that.
Yeah, if somebody... I might try and I'm going to ask my brother, but his work hours are kind of hectic sometimes. So if there's somebody else out there that can run this simulation in a video game, please.
We don't need to record it. All we need is the final numbers. Like, so
guys, you want to go over your
box
teams?
Scores. I want to see box scores.
You want to go
show the box scores? Take like
we should go over our teams real quick so everybody can get kind of a feel of our teams instead of like one at a time. So I'm going to go over my team real quick. So this is my starting lineup. So anybody that watches this archive want to freeze this. That's my starting lineup. Whoop. And so again, you got designated hitter Ricky Henderson, right-handed bat. Left fielder Barry Bonds, left-handed bat. First baseman, Albert Pujols, righty. Center field, Ken Griffey Jr., lefty. Third base, Mike Schmidt, righty. Right field, Tony Gwynn, lefty. Second base, Roberto Alomar, switch hitter. Catcher, Ivan Rodriguez, a righty. And shortstop, Omar Vizquel, switch hitter. That's my starting lineup. Then my bench players. My bench players, if you want to freeze. Right here. So outfielder. Left-handed hitter, Reggie Jackson. Outfielder, right-handed hitter, Mike Trout. Infielder, right-handed hitter, Derek Jeter. Infielder, switch hitter, Chipper Jones. And catcher, right-handed hitter, Buster Posey. And then my pitchers, we got Greg Maddux, righty. Mad Bum, lefty. Randy Johnson, lefty, and Roger Clemens, righty. And then my long reliever or regular reliever, both of my relievers are right-handed pitchers. Why? Because it didn't matter whether they were facing a lefty or righty. We got John Smoltz And then the closer, Mariano Rivera.
Eric, it looks like you're writing down your team.
Yeah.
So I'll show my team.
I had it all up here.
All right. So my team's going to be pretty easy. I have it on my phone. And if we can, I might need to darken that here. Take out some of the light. That's a little better. So we got the starting lineup, which is right-handed hitter and right field Ricky Henderson, center field Mike Trout, right-handed batter, left field Barry Bonds, left-handed batter, first base Albert Pujols, shortstop Alex Rodriguez, designated hitter Edgar Martinez, third base Adrian Beltre, catcher Ivan Rodriguez, second base Ryan Sandberg, bench is Mike Piazza, catcher Ken Griffey Jr., outfield Mark McGwire, first base, Robinson Cano, second base, Cal Ripken Jr., shortstop and third base. Starting pitchers, Clemens, Maddox, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez. Relievers, Dennis Eckersley and Mariano Rivera.
Okay, I didn't have time to write down my pitchers, so I guess I can just tell those. But there is my starting lineup, and I'll just read it off real quick. We got in right field, we got Ricky Henderson batting right. At second base, we got Roberto Alomar, switch hitter. Left field, we got Barry Bonds as left-handed batter. First base, we got Mark McGwire, right-handed. In center field, Ken Griffey Jr., and he is a left-handed batter. And shortstop, I got Alex Rodriguez, right-handed batter. DH, Albert Pujols, another righty. Third base, we got Mike Schmidt, who's a righty. And the catcher, Mike Piazza, is a right-handed batter. Starting pitchers would be Greg Maddox, right-handed starter. Tom Glavine, left-handed. Roger Clemens is a right-handed starter. And Nolan Ryan, another righty. And then my two relief pitchers would be Dennis Eckersley and Mariano Rivera, both right-handed pitchers.
All right, everybody. So I'm getting this post going on our YouTube Baseball Card Junkies TV Facebook page. And remember, you're going to go and vote for the team that you think it would be the team that finishes on top out of the three teams. And the contest will be run. Whoever is the group of the people that vote for the correct winning team will get put into a drawing where we'll do some kind of a prize for you. I'm thinking if you guys a COMC gift card,
eBay
or PayPal, $20 PayPal.
Yeah, PayPal. Yeah, not COMC.
Okay. Yeah, with the pandemic, that would take a year for you to get your cards.
Yeah, so it'll be $20 PayPal to the winner.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty good. That it?
Yeah. Oh, when does the contest end? When
yeah,
people choose
I think we're just gonna let people go on there and vote.
When are you gonna put that up? Today?
We'll say contest ends at the end of the month. So give it another 8 or 9 days for people to vote. So 4/31.
All right, sounds perfect.
Or 4/30.
As long as you vote before 4/31.
April 30th, 2020 is the last day of the month. So that'll be the date that we'll hopefully be able to run simulations by, maybe a little bit longer than that, depending on getting the help of others that have the capability to do that. Not like we're going to close off the polling, so you can still vote, but do try to get in there before the 30th, because once we show the winners, obviously no more voting.
When are you gonna make that poll?
Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the channel. Thank you, or the video. Thanks for joining us. And as always, we like to say on YouTube, Baseball Card Junkies TV, Happy collecting.
Happy collecting.
Happy collecting, guys.